It's all fun and games until the Kool-Aid man bursts through your wall. You know what I mean? What? Eating Fruitopia.
Welcome to another episode of Out Loud
and Laughing.
Get ready.
I'm Bryan.
And Jon, two gay cousins having big talks and even bigger laughs. Join us. Let's see what they're up to. It's Out Loud and Laughing.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Out Loud and Laughing. This is a good one.
You are hungry.
I'm so hungry. I'm thirsty. Girl, I'm so excited about this pod.
You texted me about this one, and I got excited because I was having a hangry moment. So we are going to unwrap some memories, one snack at a time.
Ooh, girl, just don't put no yellow 5 in me, okay? All right.
Well, every example we bring up, it probably has yellow fire.
This is the healthiest conversation we'll ever have on this podcast. It
Correct.
Is a memory. It is a nice. What is it? What are we trying to do, Bryan? We're going down memory lane and
It's
eating
like
snacks.
nostalgic snacks. We're bringing back snacks that you forgot you loved. We're going to bring in some Cuban ones that really only Cuban people will understand. But we're like, let's the snacks of the 80s and 90s.
Well, let's start with the 80s, 90s. Did you snack today? I mean, what are your snacks like these days?
Ooh, my snacks today are not the healthiest. I'm a big candy person, and I kind of go over to the sugar side when I want a snack. So I love a good like gummy.
Like a Swedish candy, like a hard
But no, there's such a distinction between like a Swedish fish and like a gummy bear. I'm more on the gummy bear side. People who they know. But really, like my number one right now is like an Airhead, like a chewy candy, you know?
like a Now and Later Airhead, like what's
Mhm.
the one called High Chews?
Oh yeah. Ooh, I love a good high chew actually.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, me today, I have had a protein bar, pork rinds, and like spicy Asian sesame sticks from Publix.
oh my God, you're so like worldly.
You know, it's like when you can't travel, can't get a passport, just go to Publix and buy snacks.
When the world is going to shit, you just eat your international travel.
Right. Well, so this is going to be really, really fun. And I think I'm really happy to know that you've eaten today and that you love gummy bears. But as we continue to unwrap the past, let's see what sort of snacks your life.
We are not just talking snacks. We are talking our childhood. And the first one that I wanted to really deep dive with was Planters cheese balls.
The one that came in the big plastic thing.
Like the big plastic thing filled with air chip dipped in powder cheese, like your fingers, like the original Cheeto, you know?
Like the OG Cheeto. When the Cheeto reference didn't have any sort of nasty political side attached to it, unfortunately.
Well, when you brought up the word snacks, I immediately went back to my childhood on driving on like road trips with snacks. Because my family was very much of the belief, like once you got in the car and started driving, it was more around how do we get there quickly. So we packed the car up with snacks and we rarely stopped at like a restaurant. It was more around like maybe the bathroom. So I remember like our car was the three staples in our car was always a big thing is cheese balls because my dad, when he was driving, always wanted to just snack on those. Pistachios because you love pistachios and a big bag of Twizzlers. I don't know why. Those like the three staples we had in our car for every road trip.
You know what ours were? Homemade chocolate chip cookies, beef jerky, and sandwiches.
That was the difference between your family and mine. Your mom and dad love to be in the kitchen more so than my family. My family likes it, but not so much. Like your dad would dehydrate beef jerky. Your mom was the baker, right? Like my family was like buy it off the shelf. Your family was make it homemade, which is probably now that I'm talking about it will die before you.
This is why you'll die before me.
All that red dye. My God, we did processed foods up the ass.
Bringing back the flavors that raised us and possibly ruined our whole life. Who knows?
Yeah. Hello, colon.
Hello.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So yeah, I don't know. Like, cheese balls is I don't like cheese balls. Let me be clear. I do not like them. They give me a certain feel though, because of when I see them in the store. I haven't bought cheese balls in years. When my dad and I drove up this Christmas, we actually drove my dad and I from Florida all the way to New Jersey in one day because we had so many Christmas
Christmas
gifts.
toys.
Yeah, we didn't really think through that when Santa came. So we drove up, but a part of me wanted to buy my dad a big thing of cheese balls just to kind of do a throwback. But then I just realized the mess it was gonna make, and now that I'm older, I'm like, I don't like a mess at all. So only clean snacks. But yeah, I don't know. Cheese balls has a certain place in my heart. What else you got on your list?
Oh boy. So we did like sugary things. I was a big I liked the savory snacks. I
Yeah,
loved chips. Um, I would say combos. Do you remember combos?
I loved all the flavors of combos. You could literally
They're
have
still
cheddar.
around.
Yeah, they were so and they're so versatile. You can have a cheddar cheese one, you can have a pizza one. Like they're just yeah, flavors up the ass. It's great. I don't know why I keep using up the ass today.
It's okay. Up the ass. I mean, it is a gay pod, Brian. There can be up the ass everywhere. So bring
Maybe
it
we
on.
should talk about all these snacks and which one could go up your ass.
It's
We'll save that for another episode.
wow, that puts Dunkaroos in a whole new category for me,
Oh
Brian.
my god, and that Squeeze It bottle. Woo! That was the
Well,
original T-shirt.
I think there's an order of operations here where one must use the squeeze it model before they before they go into the dunk foray into a Dunkaroo.
Because
Must clean.
because you don't want that original Pepsi. You want it to come out like Crystal Pepsi.
You want that Crystal Pepsi runoff? Does anybody remember Crystal Pepsi? They made
Oh,
Pepsi clear. They're like, we're gonna take out the dye that's bad for you, and then it's still gonna taste the same.
and the funny part is it didn't work. People were like, "Nope, put that dye back in." We want it to look like shit brown.
Yeah, like if I wanted this, I'd drink Sprite.
God. And then speaking of being a gay podcast, I love a good cream pie, but the oatmeal one.
The real one, like both, like no, not they're both real, but like the sweet and the savory one, I guess.
Well, they're both real. Just one's a little cleaner
Yeah.
than the other.
That's why I said sweet and savory. I don't know. That's
Oh my
grocery
god,
though.
I am now looking at our list of snacks through a whole new lens. This is great.
Well,
This is great.
you know, my one of my teams that I'm on is literally called the Thirsty Throat Snacks, and I can't say that out loud.
Oh my
But
god.
let's get on your list. Let's keep going. This is great. You
I don't
really
know.
like
Being the gays we are, I love a good fruit. Do you remember Fruitopia?
take me there.
I just remember Fruitopia. I was kind of like our high school days, I feel like. So let's say the early 2000s. And they had all these like stupid flavors. Like they were the ones that had like Blue Crush, or something like strawberry banana kiwi blast. Like whoever was naming these things,
Drink. This was a drink, right?
it was a drink. And like all of the soda vending machines were like rebranded to be Fruitopia. And it was just literally sugar water. But
Sure.
it was such a time. It was almost like the high school mature version of a high C.
Oh yeah, right. It was like I'm healthy. I'm drinking a Fruitopia.
It
I see.
wasn't yeah, I mean, it wasn't even the healthy thing. It was more like I have money, I can afford juice in a bottle.
I, gosh, and I don't have to like fuddle with like a yellow flimsy straw that is going to break indefinitely. Like, or stick in
Yeah.
your
I don't
lunch.
know. There was something like mature to be able to like open a bottle, take a sip, and put it back in your bag for later, versus like elementary school when you had a juice box, you had to finish the whole thing or throw it out. So I don't know. There's something just about like you made it if you're able to just open up a bottle, take a little sip, you know, wipe your thirst and finish it later.
And then go tell the dentist why you have so many cavities because you drank sugar.
Because it was all about coating your throat with
It's
sugar.
all fun and games until the Kool-Aid man bursts through your wall. You know what I mean? What? Drinking Fruitopia. So, so
God.
stupid.
What other drinks did you have on your list?
That was back when snacks had no rules and sugar had no limits. You know what I mean?
I mean, I feel like snacks today don't have rules. You just have to you have more options now. There are healthier versions of the snacks that we grew up with. To your point, there was no other option but some of this processed stuff.
I mean, but there was, gosh, the processed stuff is always so good. I know I made a joke about it, but do you remember Dunkaroos?
Oh, Dunkaroos were so good.
Cookies plus cookies plus frosting equals perfection. It was excellent, and
What
I
was your
still
strategy?
to not share, not to bring them out at lunchtime. That was one strategy. I was a fat kid. I knew if you brought those out, everyone would be like, "I'll trade you a." I'm like, nothing is as good at this table than a Dunkaroo. So you can just keep your carrot sticks there, Karen. Okay.
Karen, it's still that Karen. So I didn't have Dunkaroos in my lunchbox because we were poor. So thank you for putting your socioeconomic status out there over mine. But
My parents were so poor. They just didn't know how to use their money. They just wasted it.
yeah, we were poor. My parents were bad with money. Got it. Because I feel like there was like almost like 8 cookie bears, and so I would actually eat 4 of them without frosting. So my last 4 would be filled with frosting.
Oh, good call. So you really like to dunk. You were dunking a room.
I was dunking my roux. Yeah, I don't know. I always savored it.
I want to make clear that I want to make sure that these don't get confused with another down under favorite. Do you remember koala yummies?
Yes, the dry cookie.
The dry cookie.
They weren't
I
that
mean,
good.
they weren't. You know, if they could have figured out how to
Mhm.
get that Dunkaroo frosting into that crunchy cookie, it would have been.
And the way that could have bursted in your mouth like a gusher, speaking of another good snack.
I love a gusher. Remember, I don't know, like even back then when I had them, I'm like, this feels wrong in my.
Yeah, it's something about like a fruit burst in your mouth, but in theory, did it prepare us for our adulthood? Question.
Now his name is Tim. You know,
Exactly. I mean,
thanks
Tim-
just burst in my mouth. Thanks, Tim.
Tim's just one of the gushers, let's be honest.
Oh, unlike Tim, unlike a gusher, remember Warheads?
Yes, the original sour candy.
Painful, but we loved it.
Painful, but we
Um,
made our way through it because we always knew there was a sweet center, kind of like our dating lives, working through all those men.
what? None of them sweet. Let's be honest.
Right, but we thought they would have sweet in the middle. So we really tried hard to get that sour away.
Hey, actually, fun flashback real quick. You and I were able to spend some time together recently, and we just, on a whim, we decided to go bowling. Do you remember that?
Yes, that was so fun. Well,
It was
it
so
was also fun because you don't really know how to bowl, and I am not a novice in bowling, but I have a little more experience in bowling, and I was able to teach you how to bowl, which was so fun.
you taught me how to bowl, and not only did you teach me how to bowl, previously to that, we had won like all of these tickets, and we
Oh,
like
yeah.
got candy as snacks actually for our bowling game, and we we ate Airheads, and I think what was the funniest thing about it is like we dared each other to do it at 40. I said it was going to be like this awful experience, and trust me, it was. You don't need Airheads at 40
So
or
true.
more.
We definitely had our warheads for sure. Oh my god, that's
Yeah.
so funny. Another thing that I liked about the 80s, 90s snacks was that, like again, being the gay boys that we were snacks that could double down as accessories.
Oh my god,
Do you
like the
remember
candy.
Well, do you remember the bugle? How you can wear them as nails?
Yeah,
Like bugles were the original drag queen for kids.
they were the original press-ons.
1000%. And then what was amazing about it is you're able to put them on your fingers. You're able to twirl them around as if you're like Cruella DeVille in like your drag show, owning your shit. And then it was a stack. You eat them right off your fingers.
What a missed opportunity by the Wicked marketing group. They could have partnered with what are they called? What are you calling them?
The bugles.
But- Yeah, the Bugles. They could have partnered with Bugles
Mhm.
and had some like wild like green chili or avocado like guacamole flavor, and they could have literally had witch nails for Alphaba. How cool would that have been?
Yeah, I
I don't
agree.
know. Thinking off the cuff, because it made me think about what snacks that we remember then, like Bugles,
Yeah.
that were like fun. Like, of course, there's like fun, playful food. Like, I remember like the candy bracelets.
Yeah.
I remember what other playful foods were there, by the way? I don't want to stop that. Do you have any others?
There was like the peach rings were always like good rings, to, like wear.
Yes. There was remember the zebra gum that you could eat the paper?
Oh, yep. Oh wait, I don't even know you. I actually didn't know you can eat the paper.
Yeah, it was like dissolvable paper.
Oh, I remember having the zebra gum. I never remember eating the paper, so that's interesting. Are you
Yeah.
sure you're able to eat the paper? We should
Maybe you weren't allowed to eat the paper.
maybe you weren't allowed to eat the paper, but a memory nonetheless.
Maybe that's why my poop still comes out wrapped up as snacks
It smells like gum.
and smells like zebra gum.
I
No,
will
but
write that down for my therapist.
taking that one's to this week's session. I will also be bringing snacks. I do snack. I snack in therapy.
You are a snacker.
I'm a big time snacker. I'm like eyeballing snacks off camera right now. I'm like, when you gotta stop recording, I'm gonna like chow down a lot of these. No, but what I was gonna ask you, what came to mind while talking about some of these things were, and I actually have a funny story about one of these that actually again just came to mind in real time. But what snacks were like around back then that are kind of still popular today? Like first one that comes to mind is like pizza bites, Kool-Aid and Yoo-Hoo, like what ones do you have on your list that you think are still sort of relevant today?
So I'm gonna go do this through the lens of buying snacks for my kids, because of what excites them. So recently, they love Pringles.
Ooh,
They are big fans of Fruit Roll-Up. That just came back in my household. Uh, what else? Goldfish is still very much a staple in the house.
goldfish are so good.
Yep. They I'm trying to think. That's such a good question. They love animal crackers, especially the ones that are covered in frosting. They love vanilla wafers, actually.
I like that about them. I love any kid that loves a vanilla wafer.
Yep, yep. And then they still love the classic put a popcorn bag in the microwave and watch it pop, you know? So I feel like some
Good,
of these things are timeless.
good old popcorn. Although, they are going to miss out unless somebody else comes to the forefront with it. Do you remember Pop Secret or Pop
W-
Quiz? Pop
With
Secret
the
is,
where you didn't know what color the popcorn was gonna be.
yeah, you would put it in the microwave and it would pop, and then like you'd open it up and it'd be like blue or green or red. Like,
I mean, let's be honest, John. This is why we're gonna die young. Like, what the F was in that popcorn that made it a different color? And why do we ingest it? And why did our parents tell us to ingest it? Like, serious talk. Like,
Ryan, let's just face it. Our parents thought that snacks of the 90s was basically their form of meal prepping. Okay. Like straight up. Like they were just like, yeah, we don't care. They'll just have it. That's why they made it. That's why they let us drink Surge. They they let us eat that candy that was like it came in like a it looked like a photo album, but it was really just sugar. And it was like you rip off all the tops and like it had a sugar stick and you dip it in all the sugar powders and you're
oh,
licking sugar and you're licking sugar. I'm like, I would never let my kid have that today.
it's funny. Kenzie had that last week.
Really?
She loves those sticks you dip in the sugar, and so I feel for my parents now. Now that we brought that up, wow, that was a moment. I
Well,
cannot judge them. Yeah. What about like going back a little bit more into our cultural snacks that like as a Cuban kid, what are some snacks that we think that we loved that A people probably don't even know about or might be like, oh my God, that's just so disgusting.
oh my, I have to say, there were ones that I didn't like as a child that I like now, and
Okay.
then there are ones that I liked as a child that I love now. On the savory side, my favorite like Latin snack, and is actually my favorite thing to eat in Spain. Croquetas.
Mm,
I love croquetas. Crunchy on the outside, super rich and creamy on the inside. My favorite ones are ham or jamon.
come on.
Um, in Portugal, they actually make them with cod, which I'm not a fan of. But my favorite ones are like potato with ham and cheese, and they're crunchy, they're fried, they're delicious. I'm on the sweet side. Um, my mom makes an amazing flan, but that's more of a dessert, not a snack. Oh, do you know, there's like, they come in many flavors, but we call the bar itself turron.
Oh yeah.
You can buy this in your grocery store today. Like if you went to any grocery store and you went to the international aisle, they make them, it's like a nougat style candy. Usually with like honey, sometimes with almonds, coconut, they make it with chocolate. My favorite one is the almond one that
The
like,
hard ones.
well, there's that crunchy one. That one is good, but I actually like the
The
soft one.
brown
Tastes like,
top one.
yeah, it tastes like almond
Hey,
butter.
that's my
Maybe,
favorite one too.
oh, go get it now. If you're a fan of almond butter, go buy the almond turron. You're welcome.
I agree. I think Turon is a
Oh,
really
here
good.
it is.
No, that one's a really good one. I think for me, just growing up, it was anything guava flavored. with like our jam,
Mm.
whether it was in a pastry, a pastelito, like you and I like lived on every holiday. Uh, Even just like cutting up the guava like bar and putting it with like cheese. That was like something that we had as kids, you know? I don't know, it's all things guava, like even guava jam. Like kids would come home to my house and be like, "What is that?" Like people have strawberry and grape and we'd have a guava jelly, in your fridge.
I mean, but what a cool thing, right? I mean, to have had sort of like um one foot in the food that's gonna kill us later down the road, and
Yeah.
in like delicious Caribbean fresh flavors of like nature.
Yeah, I
You know?
agree. I also think there was such nostalgia, and I even like these today, in like the most basic of snacks. Right? Like, if you think about, like, the Cuban cracker, which was just literally just a bigger circular cracker that didn't really have much flavor, or even the Maria cookie, which it says cookie, but it's not super sweet, and I feel
Mhm.
like those snacks were just, like, something that we always had in the house. They were always a staple, you know?
Yeah. Um, you had brought one up earlier that I definitely haven't heard mentioned yet, especially as it pertains to some of the more cultural snacks that we keep around. Now, this one wasn't so much cultural, more as much as it was socioeconomic.
Well,
Uh,
also, if I think you're going where I think you're going, which I hope we go there, is this what's made us gay?
it's definitely what made us gay. The snack made us.
I mean, were these little things in a can that we popped open and shoved down our throats?
Oh, I'm so sorry I missed your cue. It's exactly what you're thinking of. It is the snack that looks like, um, a little boy just left his bris. Vienna sausages. Oh my god, we used to like, I don't know, I thought we, like, had stock in it for a while there.
I mean, I don't know why Cubans like a good Vienna sausage. I think that's one of the snacks that I would not eat today.
Yeah.
Um, but you open up this can and there's like 4 or 5 little sausages
6.
in there. 6, got it. Expert over
5
here.
romaine, 1 in the middle.
And you literally just noshed on a canned sausage.
It was gross. It's processed meat. It's like, I don't know how they made it. Like there's no sausage. It's not casing. It's like it falls apart. Oh gosh, everybody
Oh,
knows what it is. Sure.
but how many Vienna sausages have you had in your life, if you know what I mean?
Is this a euphemism or actual?
Yes.
Because the answer to both is I'm not sure.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
both is
the answer to
too many
both
to
is
count.
actually. What'd you say?
Too many to count,
I was gonna say the answer was really gonna be I'm not sure, nor do I want to know.
but I'll take a can.
But my mom, I don't know how your mom used to do it, but my mom used to take the Vienna sausages and she used to put it like instead of arroz con pollo, so rice and chicken, she used to put in the rice cooker, she used to put the rice with the Vienna sausages, peas,
No.
uh, and we'd make it like rice and Vienna sausages. Actually, wasn't that bad. And now that I think about it, like kind of makes me want to eat some. But that's probably the only way I would ever eat it again, just out of nostalgia.
Interesting. No, we don't really I feel like Vienna sausages as much as I feel like my house had more Vienna sausages, and I only say that because my dad grew up on Spam, so we always had Spam in the house, and he would sometimes fry them up on the pan with eggs, and I kinda remember that being, like, a very salty kind of breakfast. It was very rare that we had it, but that's still very popular today in a weird way. I've seen
Yeah,
commer
yeah. I mean, it's a very popular Hawaiian dish.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, this really cool little sushi spot nearby Pacific Counter. They sell like spam wrapped in seaweed. I think like I have another question now that I just said that because I was going to say, since you've traveled so much as an adult, I know that we're doing like snacks of like our past, but like I just want to throw in there that like there are so many cool international snacks
Oh, yeah.
that they're sort of going down this cultural lens or through this cultural lens. What has been like the coolest or most delicious? I won't say like weirdest, but that could be part of it if it is part of it. But what's been the most interesting like global snack that you found? I know you've been around the world, so
That's so interesting of a question. I don't know, because I it's
when
interesting.
you were in Thailand, did you try the fruit? Did you try the
We tried a little bit of durian, which,
yeah.
not fun. But we tried them all in, like, different forms. I would say. I've had bugs as a snack in Cambodia, which was really interesting and not that bad.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think it's
Well,
so I don't remember what snacks, but my algorithm when it comes to like my TikTok and stuff is I see a lot of people go into a 7-Eleven in Asia, especially like Japan, and get all these really cool snacks. And I really want to go to Japan to go to 7-Elevens because they have like an ice cream bar that looks like a corn on the cob. Like they buy all these like iced coffees. You get the ice separately than the drink, and then you can mix it all. And I don't know. There's a lot of interesting things I get there, but I don't really. Nothing comes to mind except for the bugs that I had, which I didn't hate.
no, I mean, I've definitely tried bugs, not something that I would remember. I know something that I'm going to tell you because you told me about it, I think. We actually ate them together in London and I found them in Thailand.
Okay.
Uh, it's like street food. I love street food as snacks, by the way.
Yes.
Take me on a street walking to a food tour and give me all the street food. But
All the creepy.
they were the little white pancakes that tasted like coconut.
Oh, yes, they're Thai, like, pancakes. I got them at Trader Joe's recently, actually. You air fry them.
Did you really?
At Trader Joe's, you can get them. You can air fry them, and they're little balls of delicious coconut goodness. Mhm.
Listen, unless I can hair fry my ass off, there's no chance in hell that I'm allowed to do that. Like, I'm not allowed to do that. That
It
is
didn't
not
come in a
okay.
big set. It was like a set of, like, 6, so it was doable.
Yeah,
Uh,
I know. You buy like 6 boxes.
Not called to restraint. Try and find it. But yeah,
Nuts.
I know I love snacks. I think, it's fun to explore snacks because it's more than just the actual food, it's the memories that it brings up. Kinda like music, where it kinda takes you back to a certain moment. So, yeah, the snacks, I'm all about it.
Gosh, now I'm hungry, and you're making me want to go eat all the snacks in my pantry, which are not many, because I like to stay snatched. Um,
I am super excited to revisit my Squeeze It bottle while I have a Vienna sausage. Oh, wait, sorry. I'm digressing.
yeah.
Um,
I'm so excited to go dunk my roux.
you
Mm.
go dunk your roux and make sure that that Pepsi is clear.
I hope you all out there are having a great day. And if you are about to go have a snack, tell us what you're eating. Share with us something that we should try. We're so interested. We
And
love it.
everyone share their picture of their cream pies. One.
Ryan, that's on the OnlyFans.
We'll save that for other pod. Bye, everyone.
Thank you, Ryan.